Now, this type of study setup could be very overwhelming, especially when you're busy and you're feeling a little unmotivated. It may look very productive, but in reality, for some people, less is more. And as someone who has been trying to look for the best routine that will help me with my Japanese study journey, here I am building a new one that suits me best as a busy professional and a kinda lazy learner. Now, if you're the same as me, hopefully this helps you too, because I know how busy you are. So this video is for everyone, especially for those who want to learn Japanese more effectively with some tips and methods that I've tried before. Without further ado, let's start! Before learning kanji, don't forget to learn hiragana and katakana. Understanding hiragana and katakana, or also called kana, is fundamental for reading and writing Japanese because they represent the phonetic sounds of the language. While hiragana is used mainly for grammatical purposes, katakana represents the same sounds as hiragana. It's mainly used to represent foreign words, and it only takes about 1 to 3 weeks to learn these scripts, so master them before getting exposure to learn kanji. There is a test called JLPT, or Japanese Language Proficiency Test, used for evaluating the Japanese language proficiency of non-native speakers. Depending on your goals, you can choose the level that's right for you. For JLPT N5, which tests you on basic Japanese that you can often learn in a classroom environment, you'll need to learn 100 kanji per day. If you learn 5 to 10 kanji per day, you'll be able to reach your target in around 10 to 20 days. For JLPT N4, you'll have to learn an additional 200 kanji characters, 300 kanji in total. Ideally, you can learn this in 1 to 2 months. The JLPT N3 exam covers around 650 kanji. Of course, you don't have to know all of them to pass, but it's impossible to predict which ones will be on the exam. And finally, you'll need to learn 1000 kanji for JLPT N2, while it takes 2000 kanji for JLPT N1. If you've been following me for a while, you know how I feel about kanji. It has been one of the biggest challenges for me in my Japanese study journey. I've never enjoyed reading Japanese passages because I easily get overwhelmed with the amount of kanji I see. Now this time, I've decided that I should focus on expanding my kanji and Japanese vocabulary knowledge. Lately, I've been using this app to help me memorize kanji characters and vocabs fast and effectively. Actually, I've seen another Japanese language learner use this and it piqued my interest. This is MochiKanji. MochiKanji is an app that can help you memorize 1000 kanji in just a month with its special algorithm and spaced repetition technique. The feature that helps me overcome the challenge of memorizing kanji, and the most unique part of this app, is what they call golden time. Now, what exactly is golden time? That moment right before you forget the vocabulary you studied is what they call the golden time. Based on the spaced repetition and your learning history, MochiKanji will calculate and remind you of when your golden time is to memorize more effectively. This is what the app looks like. First, it'll show you a flashcard of the word together with its meaning and pronunciation. You can also listen to how it's pronounced. Next, choose the correct word from the 2 options. Choose the correct kanji reading, written in kana, based on the options. They will show a sample sentence with its meaning so you can understand how to use the word based on the context. What I love about this app is that I was able to study new words and review old ones in just 15 minutes. The most important part for me is reviewing the words. This is where I find out if I've memorized it or not. They have 5 levels of memorization. To reach the highest level, you should review words right away at the golden time. This is very efficient, especially if you want to spend less time on words that you already know and focus on the words you easily forget. They have different courses such as vocabs for JLPT N5 to N2, basic conversation, specialized vocabs, and even Mina no Nihongo vocabs, so you can choose to learn your go-to courses. If there is a word in the sample sentence that you don't know the meaning of, you can look it up on J Dictionary. It's a new feature of this app on the website version. By the way, Mochi has a community group on Facebook called Mochi Learn Japanese. You can join to get the newest updates, engage in events, and share your learning journey as well. Did I mention they also have some cute visuals and background music? Something about this kawaiiness makes me motivated to open the app more. I was already using it for a week before I found out that they actually reached out to me for a collaboration. And I was super excited to share this with all of you because although I've used a lot of similar apps before, this one has been the most effective for me. Downloading the app is super easy. Open your App Store, Google Play, or website and search MochiKanji Learn Japanese. You will find it right away. So friends, let me know if this new method also works for you. Aside from MochiKanji, I've also been using this vocabulary notebook which I bring with me every day. I just randomly found it at Seria and thought I'd give it a try. Every time I encounter a kanji that I can't read, I write it down here together with its reading and meaning. There is no shortcut to learning kanji and improving vocabulary aside from using them daily. Always keep in mind that with kanji, just practice, practice, and practice. And practice. You should know a certain amount of kanji and vocabulary words, and your pronunciation should be getting better, or at least you are being conscious about improving it before you deal with Japanese grammar. I have an old video about studying Japanese grammar using another app. Now I'll be putting the link below if you want to check it out. I still study Japanese grammar using that method in which I write the grammar title, short description, sample sentences, and the correct form to use because I found out how effective it is for me. However, I only do that on the weekends because it takes too much time. The most important thing when learning grammar is that you should follow material like books, curriculum, or online classes. Another tip for learning grammar effectively is you practice making parallel sentences with each new vocabulary word or kanji that you learn. This will help you remember longer and apply knowledge better. This is why I suggest that you use the MochiKanji app because each new word has a sample sentence. Don't forget to review past grammar that you've learned before trying to learn something new. On weekdays, I open my study notebook and review grammar. Along with this, I watch YouTube videos about the specific grammar I'm studying. Nihongo no Mori has always been my go-to when it comes to grammar explanation. Even though speaking skills are not necessary for the JLPT, this is still a practical skill, especially if you plan to live in Japan or work in a Japanese company. I'm fortunate that I have the opportunity to speak Japanese on a daily basis. Although I still can't say that I'm fluent because the level of Japanese that I use is just enough for daily Japanese conversation. I won't be too successful if I was in a more formal setting. But for some people that don't have a way to speak with a Japanese speaker, there are a lot of Japanese conversation practice videos on YouTube. One of my favorite YouTuber for this type of content is Learn Japanese with Tanaka-san. This is also very helpful for people who are not too confident in speaking Japanese with a native speaker. Not only will you have someone to practice Japanese with, but they also show sample answers which you can practice by yourself.
今日は何を勉強してるの？
今日はMochiKanjiアプリでたくさんの漢字を勉強したばかりだ。大変ですけど覚えやすいと思う。
One more thing. When you read something such as newspapers, comic books, and so on, try to read it out loud. Reading out loud is a fantastic way to fine-tune your pronunciation and intonation. And of course, don't forget to choose materials that align with your proficiency level. If you do this step, your speaking skills will improve dramatically. Anyway, the most important for speaking improvement is to practice and immerse yourself in the language environment. And that's it, my wonderful friends. I know I've been away for so long, and if you're still here, thank you for sticking around. Hopefully, we can get back to more Japan content soon. I hope you all have a great day, stay safe always, and I love you all!